Yes, my friends, today I'm going to review the Google Pixel 7, which, as many of you know, is the latest high-end phone made by Google and very likely the best high-end phone they've ever made. A lot of people are buying it, everybody seems to love it, and I'm sure most of you watching this video would like to get to know the phone a little bit better. So yeah, let's do that. Let's talk about the Pixel 7, starting, of course, like always, with the exterior design, which, well, as you can see, looks very similar to the old Google Pixel 6. Don't get me wrong, it's not a bad thing. They both look very, very good, but they also look almost identical, with the only small difference being that the Google Pixel 6 has a glass camera module and the Pixel 7 has a metal camera module. In every other aspect of the phones, they look exactly the same. So yeah, a little bit boring, let's be honest. There's nothing new, nothing special, but don't worry, because the Google Pixel 7 more than makes up for it with its new processor. I've been investigating, and turns out the Pixel 7 has a very, very special processor. Mainly because it was designed and created by Google themselves, and with the only purpose and goal to take the most advantage out of the phone. Which means that instead of using the typical Snapdragon chip like most other companies, no, they went above and beyond and created a custom tailor-made processor for the Pixel 7. And believe me, from experience, I can tell you that it's very, very noticeable. From the moment you start using the Pixel 7, everything works super smooth in a super reliable way. There's no performance drops, there's no micro lags. The only issue that I found with the processor is that although it's better than the one on the Pixel 6, it still doesn't have quite enough power to compete against some of its competitors like the iPhone 14, which, as you can see, if we compare them both side by side in a CPU test, the iPhone is almost twice as powerful. And even beyond the CPU test, the other day I actually went to the store to compare both phones and see how they do in real life. And yes, indeed, like the test predicted, both feel very good navigating the home screens and both feel very fast and responsive, but clearly and very noticeably, as you can see, the iPhone 14 is a faster phone. Now, that being said, I don't want you to get disappointed, okay? Because sure, the Pixel 7 is not the fastest phone in the world, okay, fair enough, but raw power is not the only thing that matters on a processor of a modern day phone. There's a lot more things. For example, AI, artificial intelligence, is a huge component in every processor of every phone. And that's actually where the Pixel 7 shines beyond every other phone. The Pixel 7 has a very advanced, very intelligent AI, which helps it do things that in other phones with double the power but less capable artificial intelligence are simply impossible. And what kind of things? Well, things like this. As you can see, the Pixel 7 can magically eliminate people and objects from a picture. And it doesn't matter if you've taken the picture a minute ago with your Pixel 7 or if you took the picture 10 years ago with an old phone, which I think we can all agree is a very useful feature. Imagine you want to take a picture of your sister or your daughter and there's a bunch of people in the background. Maybe for a normal picture is fine, but if you want to frame the picture, it can be a little annoying. So with the Pixel 7, as you can see, in a couple seconds with a couple taps, you can erase and eliminate every other person that you don't want in the picture. So it looks way better and it's actually a picture that you can frame on your wall. Sometimes it doesn't work as expected. Sometimes the processor gets background colors wrong and, well, you don't get the results you expected. Although, well, technically that only happens if there's a lot of contrast between background and foreground, so don't worry about it. For people, normal people in a picture, you'll be fine, and there's more cool AI features. The Google Pixel 7 is also able to transcribe video. So if you're filming a video where you or other people are saying things, all kinds of things, I'm saying a bunch of different things, saying things, here I am saying things. The phone will automatically transcribe whatever you're saying into text, by default in your same language, or if you change it on the settings, in any other language you want. And of course, last but not least, the most impressive by far of these AI features, the Google Pixel 7 can automatically improve the quality on any picture you want. As you can see here, we have a normal picture that happens to be a little blurry. And then here we have the improved version of that picture by the Google Pixel, which as you can see now is not blurry. Is it just me, or this feels like the future in your pocket? Remember the scenes in Secret Agent movies where they try to improve the image quality to see like a small detail in it? Isn't it crazy that now you can do that thing that was like impossible or from a movie with your phone? With your phone that fits in your pocket. Anyways, those are some of the cool features powered by artificial intelligence on the Pixel 7. There's a couple more of those AI features, less interesting, so I decided to not talk about all of them because then the video would be like 40 minutes. And also, there's more interesting things about the Pixel 7, like the display, which as you can see, at a first glance at least, looks like a very good screen, you know, high resolution, thin bezels, nice colors. But, oh no, there's a problem. The Google Pixel 7 display has a problem, and more specifically, a problem with its brightness, with the automatic brightness it has, because it's very, very, very unreliable. Sometimes it doesn't give you enough brightness, other times it gives you way too much brightness, and even worse, sometimes it just randomly changes the brightness in the middle of you doing something, which, sure, are small and occasional problems, and when they happen, you can just go to the settings and change the brightness manually yourself. But actually, no, because this is a high-end phone, and I should not be changing the brightness manually because in other high-end phones, I don't have to do that. And actually, sometimes I can't even do that, even if I want to, because there's a level of brightness intensity that only activates automatically when the phone is directly facing the sun. So if you're facing the sun and the phone fails to detect that you're facing the sun and it doesn't increase the brightness, you're basically screwed. Anyways, that being said, that was a little bit of a rant, but I have to clarify something, and it's that I've been looking around YouTube to see if other people have the same issue, and it seems to be that I am the only person with this faulty brightness level thing. So there's a very high chance that it's my unit that's not working the way it should. Now that being said, let's move on to the most interesting part about the Pixel 7, the reason most people want to buy one of these phones. Of course, I'm talking about the cameras. More specifically, we have two in the Pixel 7, a main lens, normal camera, and second, the one here, an ultra-wide lens. I'm not going to get into the discussion of whether they're the best ones in the market, the second best ones, the third best cameras. I don't know. I don't care. That depends on the person you ask and their personal taste. But either way, something that's absolutely undeniable is that these cameras are absolutely insane. I'm not afraid to say that more than one time I've caught myself staring at some of the pictures I've taken because they look so good. And it's 100% the phone's work because I'm a terrible photographer. Getting a little bit more specific, one of the reasons I think these photos look so good is because of the camera's dynamic range, which is the contrast it creates between very lit areas like the sky and very dim areas like a field, which as you can see in other phones is not as good. And even better than the dynamic range, the night mode on the Pixel 7. This is actually the most impressive thing I've seen this phone do, man. Like, I swear, it is almost like dark magic because I'm not really sure how the phone managed to take these pictures. In real life, when I was there, I could barely see anything, and even then, the phone managed to capture enough lights and enough details to make a super punchy and colorful image, where you can clearly distinguish every element on the screen. Which, by the way, both of these features, the night mode and the high dynamic range, are both possible thanks to the artificial intelligence on the Pixel 7. Because sure, the camera itself is not a bad camera, it takes good pictures, but it's still a phone camera with a very tiny sensor, and that's not capable of capturing a lot of light. So it needs the AI engine to study the pictures and process them using very complex patterns and calculations to then transform the original picture into the end result you see in your gallery. In fact, if you go see a picture right after it was taken, you'll see that after a couple seconds, the photo is going to magically change. The colors are going to change, the details, and even sometimes the blur. That's because the AI has just finished processing the original picture, and it automatically does a silent swap for the new picture. Then, in terms of video, well, it's pretty good. It's a good video quality, but being completely honest, it's not nearly as good as the pictures. It doesn't have that level of detail, it doesn't have those colors. I would say that it's average quality for a high-end phone. So yeah, I think we can all agree that the Google Pixel 7, although it's not a perfect phone, because there's no perfect phones, is a very, 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 very good phone. It has a very good camera, beautiful design, fast processor with AI features. It has a very nice display. And actually, right now, if you're interested, there's a direct link in the description to Amazon with a very, very, very juicy price